For my, it's like a bring a after 3 the latest for us.
Because of destroyer, man. I obliterate my opponents. I destroy them. I wipe them out. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Hey, what's up? Welcome, guys, to Try Catching It TCT. It's your host, Fire Flames, the bar arsonist. Over to my other side, I got Skeptick-ill. You can introduce yourself.
Yes, you guys, it's Skeptick-ill, swakste rapper, beste lyricist in die Kaap.
And then we got our host over here, one of our guests, Rogan. Please do introduce yourself, my good sir.
Rogan. Just Rogan, bro. I wish I didn't know I had to think of a dope ass intro like Skeptic. That was fire, bro. Oh, well, hold on. Rogan, bar god, bro. Original.
Hey, I think one of our hosts that's not here now. Just an apology. That Race Swag is not here. Race Swag, the bar god, quote unquote, just saying. Somebody's been lying though. Somebody's been lying. Don't look where I'm looking. Don't look where I'm looking. But yeah, based on what you said, as the guest, he didn't think of something that is actually one of the episodes that we are going to be speaking about is battle rap psychology. What do you have to think about before a battle, during a battle, and after the battle? What makes content have that level of replay value? And I think before we go a bit too deep into that topic, I would like to perhaps open the floor up with a few comments. Let me just edify our guest over here. We have Rogan. He was from On the Block to Clash in the Mother City. He's been a renowned battler. He has, I believe, battled on the draft of Scrambles for Money. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Technically, it was ended up being on the main card, by the way.
Okay. And then there was a battle that didn't happen versus Cape Town versus Johannesburg. I don't know if he wants to touch on that, but we will get there through those questions. Skeptick-ill, do you have a couple of questions for our guest, or do you mind if
I will. Nah, you can go on, bro. Ik sal net like rebuttal as we go on. Go on, and but who does I?
Okay, Rogan, are you ready?
No.
Ready as you ever can be. So Rogan, as a battle rapper,
do I still get that title?
we actually going to be thinking about that, and based off how you're going to be answering the questions, we go see, and we go score you also.
Fine.
So first question, what made you actually take a passion and start battle rapping?
I've been rapping since like the age of 13. Like started writing my own verses and stuff. But in terms of battling, because at that point it was just finding interest in music and the ability of rapping. I was like, okay, this is dope. But I've always been somebody of artistic expression. As a kid, it was like drawing and stuff, and then moved on to other arts. But then I ended up in battle rap, not on battle rap, but just rapping in general. And I think it was one day I was on my way to school, I came across like this video of like a compilation that someone had put up on YouTube of like the top 3 deadliest rappers. I was like, oh, what is this? I've never seen these people's faces before. So I clicked on it, and the 3 rappers they had there at the time was, which is something I'd question now, but it was the Sordus, Kid Twist, and Iron Solomon, right? So I was like, okay, these must be the guys then. So I watched this compilation. So I was like, okay. So then I started doing some digging, and like, of course, first ended up watching the Grind Time era, and then went back to the Smack DVDs and like, reaching to the archives and stuff. So then I see this, I was like, okay, this is very interesting. And it was just first entertainment value, but a lot of the time I was still very competitive in my own right. So then when I saw this, I was like, wow, this is sort of perfect. And yeah, I think that's where like the desire to want to be part of something like that started. But when it actually happened, when I started battling, that was uh 2016. 2016, yeah.
Oh, that is quite an interesting insight. You mentioned the top three at that moment in time. Looking back at the names, I would say that Iron Solomon was quite iconic at that moment in time. I'm not so sure about Kid Twist though, but the Saurus is like between Kid Twist and Iron Solomon.
So
Uh,
even at that time, Iron Solomon was like top lyricist for me at that point, battle rap wise. This was I was watching like that him versus math kind of thing. Him
ah,
versus Ines as well. Him versus who's this other dude? I think a dude named Flames. That like this Mexican dude he battled, that this dude was topless in
shout
the
out to
streets and stuff
Flames.
like that.
Shout out
Yeah,
to
night.
Flames.
But he got bodied, bruh. He got bodied. I don't think you want to do
Facts.
that shout out.
I saw that battle. I saw
Oh
that battle.
yeah.
I
Oh
think
yeah.
Iron Solomon was wearing this orange type of striped T-shirt, and he had like a
Yeah.
snapback on.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was fine in that battle. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
taking into account the way you answer that question, how do you see the local hip hop scene? Let me break it down in three parts. Before you entered battle rap, during your battle rap era, and yeah, by your hiatus.
Sorry, I got distracted by Race Swag joining, bro. What was the first part of the three-part
Oh,
question, dog?
let's
Now we got
let's just do a let's
now
just
we
do
got
a
the
short
ball god in
introduction
here,
over
bro.
here.
Come on now.
Let's just do a short introduction. We have Racewag. Please do introduce yourself, my good sir. Racewag, can you hear me?
Oh, is this live or is this a test run?
Test
No,
We're
run,
no,
live,
sir.
no.
bro.
Go
Are
ahead.
we live?
No, man. We recording. We're not live.
Is this the
We
test
recording.
run?
No, we recording.
Alright, cool. Can you
Racewag,
hear
please
me?
introduce yourself, sir. We can hear you. Introduce yourself, sir.
Yo, it's Ray Swag. Ray Swag. Pass van die Plus. What's up?
So Rogan apparently he did not say the ball god, so I'm guessing that
Yo,
title officially now belongs to you, Rogan.
Nah.
I'm not
The man has been working, bro.
oh
Give him
God,
that, bro.
God, the pin God. Now I'm the pin God.
The pin god.
He can keep his
Pin
title
God.
since
Nah, bro. The man don't even let me work for it, maybe. The man's like, nah, I can
Can
keep it. Here's
Ismail
a
can
two
keep his
rand.
title. They go buy you packet and knickknacks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
good
bro.
stuff.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
guys, let's revert to a question that we had. It was focused at you, Rogan. Racewag, we were just asking Rogan a couple of questions before we actually go into the title of the actual topic of this video, which is battle rap psychology. So, Rogan, based off how you answered the first question, my second question was as follows. Um, the local hip hop scene. How did you view it before you joined as a battle rapper, during your status of battle rapping, and now post battle rap in your hiatus? Correct me if I'm wrong. Would a hiatus be the correct terminology to use?
I suppose you could say that. I'll accept it. It's a good word for Wednesday, bro. I can give you that.
There we, there we
Give you
go.
that, bro.
I didn't want to
Um,
say ducking.
sorry, what you say?
I didn't want to say ducking.
I couldn't hear you there, bro.
Can you hear me now?
Oh wait, okay. So the first part of your question, my view on it, before I entered the battle scene or Cape Town hip hop, it was I had like a very strong burning desire to understand what exactly was going on. Um, 'Cause I was still very young, so I didn't have I wasn't at the means to pop up at places where these hip hop events were happening. I didn't hear of many battle events happening in Cape Town. Um, there was at some point before the inception of Class MC and so on. Um, I've heard about scrambles. I thought they were just a Josie League, and then I heard that they had an event here in Cape Town. Then I started checking out the work of certain rappers in Cape Town who dabbled in some battles, but were not necessarily titled or given the title of battle rappers. Like someone like Bonsai, the street tyrant, bro. Like rest in peace to him, bro. That man was fire, bro. Fire. Um, and there were a couple other cats, of course, like Garlic Brown and so on and so forth. That you know, these are the names that would like just popping up. But a lot of the times it was the same names popping up. So I was like, okay, I didn't see the scene as being something big, but I viewed it as something with large potential and something I knew nothing about. So was very interested in learning and putting myself in that situation where I can just go there and appreciate. I know to a lot of people I come across as a cocky prick, but even though that might be true in some cases, I don't know. When it comes to events, bro, you can ask people. When I'm at the event and someone's rapping or they're performing, bro, I'm a supporter first. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, the the unasked for cockiness will come up when I'm on stage again. But before that, bro, if I'm in the crowd, I'm very much supportive. So I just wanted to see this thing grow and wanted to see what competition was out there. You know what I mean? That was pre. So then during, what was the question of while I was battling? My perspective on it.
Yeah, while you were in the scene as a battle rapper, what was your perception? How did you perceive the scene at that time?
When I entered it, um, it wasn't something that it didn't seem sustainable. It didn't seem like it had a strong foundation at the time, but it was happening, and I appreciated that. So this was actually fresh after I was like, I think 2 weeks after I just got out of hospital with the lung collapse that we of course all know about. So thanks, Fire, for bringing it up. um, but yeah,
That was
so
a
I was.
Moy bar though. That was a Moy bar though.
Oh wait. So yeah, so it was like 2 weeks after I just got out of hospital. I was staying closer to town at the time. Um and Celeste Mitchell, I'm sure you guys know her, she had put these events together at the club called Fiction in town, and I was just gonna go through there just to go support. You know what I mean? And then she had contacted me because I told her I'm pulling through, and she's supposed to have a battle up there, and but one of the battle rappers like he called it quits. You know what I mean? He pulled the Rogan, if you would, and then she asked me if I can step in to then do the battle. I was like, okay, sure. I said, what's the catch here? You know what I mean? So then she's like, no, it's no catch. There's 1,000 rand up for grabs. It's 2 rounds, 30 seconds each. So I bust out my little pocket calculator. I was like, so I can get a grand for rapping off a minute. Okay, fine, I'll do it. You know what I mean? So then they used to have these events at the end of every month. Um, so then I done it for 3 months. So the first time I went there, I battled some dude. I think his name is Ammo. Um, it went well in my favor. And then second one, I don't remember who the second dude was, but I battled him. It went well. And then the third one, I battled John. I'm sure you guys know John. That's the first time we met. And I lost that first round because I was so like just taken aback at how tall this man is, bro. Nobody told me how tall this man is. So I felt very short, man. You know what I mean? So I was like, nah, bro. Uh,
That goes into battle rap psychology.
no, it wasn't, bro. It wasn't. That I had to trust the process though. So what happened is with that battle, he won the first round, I won the second, so we had to do a third. But then there was like equal, the whole crowd response of who won. kind of thing. So then we ended up splitting the money. So me and him were like cool after that. But yeah, it was pretty dope. So in when that happened, I was viewing battle rap as something that it wasn't it wasn't cultivated to the point that the average consumer knows what's going on. There hasn't been a full culture built around it as yet. And then the Own the Block thing happened. We were battling there, and me and Rio, we met there as well. But then we saw the same thing, at least thought the same thing, that things had to be, as a rapper, things had to be dumbed down so people can catch it. So slowly, like spoon feeding people, up until it gets to the point where it is now, where people can just have bars, and it's gonna be appreciated. There's of course certain things that I still believe might be a bit too complex, but that's why comes back to the battle rap psychology of having replay value, is writing at more than just two levels. You know what I mean? But yeah, so when I was in it, I was like, okay, I want to be a part of growing this thing. So then I linked up with the people from Clash MC, and I'll put some cards together and so on and so forth, and saw some battle rappers so we can make this thing happen. And the first few events that I was part of was very successful. Um, and the post side of it, I I'm not too clued up with the exact details as to what's actively going on in the scene. I see like little snippets here and there, and I feel guilty about it, if I must say. But it is something that I do miss, especially the competitive side of me itches for it a lot of the time. Um, Other times I feel like I've done it my just due, and there's times where I feel like I haven't. But I do feel like it's something that it seems a bit distant to me at the moment. Um, if that makes sense.
All right, all right. You mentioned something about the itch of competitiveness. I
Oh
think my
gosh, here we
final
go.
question. I
There
think
we
my
go.
final question to you would be, what battle would make you itch that scratch or scratch that itch
I don't think that there is.
at the moment?
I don't really have a name of Rogan verse said person um that makes me feel like, yo, I smacked the battle now. You know what I mean? I don't have a name like that because I haven't thought about it. There's a lot of interesting names, and I have to give people the just due, because people have like really been working. There's certain things my ego wants to jump at, but then my reasoning's like, maybe not. Why am I feeling, you know what I mean, the need to want to body bag somebody when I don't feel like it's relevant to do. You know what I mean? So there's no name that I have ready, of course, to all our depression, that I have ready. But of course, there are some names that are interesting that I'd like to see come to fruition at some point.
At some point, would you like those names to remain anonymous, or would you just like to mention a couple of few?
I want all the smoke, bro. All the smoke.
Okay, now we're talking.
No. Um,
Now we're talking.
okay, Skeptic, you must forgive me, bro. I haven't seen any of your battles as yet.
No, I'm
Um,
fine, man. No
I will
problem.
start. I'll start with the people in the room. I would say Race Swag is definitely on that list. Um, the culture is trying to push himself into that list, and that's fine. You know what I mean? So I'll add him there. Give him his just due. The man's been working and he's fire, bro. He's dope. Um, I'd like to have another battle with I John. There's Rio as well. Blaine, I'd like to do a battle
Hey,
with him,
Blake.
and then somebody I would like to battle as well. Someone like Jake Baker, for example. The battle with um what's this dude's name again? Fahrenheit. Yeah, forgot.
Eh, at
That
battle,
battle.
at battle
Yeah,
that
I'd
caused a
like.
whole lot of controversy.
But you know what? Wouldn't you say that that's needed? Let me ask you a question, right? Is good controversy not needed in a culture?
I think anything negative and positive is needed because it brings attention to the culture.
Okay, so now tell me, how's it negative?
Did I say it was negative? I said good, positive,
Yeah,
and negative aspects brings something to the culture. Why do you view it as negative though, if
no,
you
no,
don't mind?
no. I was gonna ask both sides, right? Well, because
Okay,
I've been getting
okay,
a lot
okay,
of
okay.
backlash for it, and if
Okay,
I'm getting backlash for it, it should be negative.
from the negative side of it, people is obviously wondering why didn't you show up? What was the whole thing behind the scenes? Maybe if you could clear up the air of that. And the positive side would be, do you think that at that moment that you weren't prepared and that a prepared you might have been better for a battle against Fahrenheit? Was it the timing? Was it something strategic that you done? Or was it just a spur of the moment? Look, something happened, something personal happened, I couldn't come through.
Okay, so I'm not gonna go into too much detail over here,
Okay.
but first of all, it's never a thing of not being prepared. Even though I've notoriously penned some like a whole third verse like a day or two. I've once finished a verse an hour before a battle as well. But it's not a thing about not being prepared because I know that I work pretty decently under pressure. And when it comes to a battle as well, like one has to have a freestyle element as well. If you're not prepared, you could freestyle. At least make it good. You know what I mean? So I always was of the mind of I never had the mindset of choking because you can freestyle and fill that gap. So it's not a thing about not being prepared. I was very prepared, bro. And I would have body bagged that boy, bro. But there were other aspects around it that made it not happen. So the narrative people received at the event is that Rogan ducked. Rogan's not coming. Meanwhile, that information was received a couple days before the event happened, and promotion was still done with my face on the posters, allowing people to want to come to the event still, right? Because that's the headline. Everybody wanted to see Rogan versus Fahrenheit, and that's fine. You know what I mean? I respect that, but I can't respect the action behind it if you already knew the decision before the event actually happened. So I'm not going to dive into the full politics of that. However, that event was still successful, right? Now, here's why I asked the question: how can me not showing up to the battle be negative, and how can it be positive? The negative is just that people would have liked for me to be there. I would have liked to be there as well, right? The positive, I think, is that I think it does create a bit of a storyline, at least to Cape Town battle rap. If you look from an objective perspective, outside looking in, and yeah, I don't see a problem with that.
The positivity. Will Rogan and Fahrenheit ever battle? Find out next week on Dragon Ball Z. I'm sure Skeptick-ill has a couple of questions, couple of rebuttals before we dive into our topic.
Nah, not really. It's just while I was writing down, he answered to already what I wanted to ask, so it's cleared up from my side. Yeah.
Anything you need clarity on?
Nah. Do you okay, Cecilia, you said you wanted to make it grow, ne? Do you think that during your time there in Battle Rap Cape Town, do you feel like you helped or aided to grow a bit or what?
Yeah, I do. Um, would you like me to elaborate?
Please do.
The growth aspect, I think it came from the desire to want to see something bigger than myself, and I actually wanted all the ill people to be out battling, bro. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I've always mentioned the strong suit of said peers, for example. Um, like if you like one of my favorite performers that I like on the battle rap stage is I John, bro. Fire, crazy energy, and he's tall as hell, bro. So he occupies a lot of space on stage, which is very important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, you have the sort of nonchalant approach of Dexterous as well. Um, and also that freestyle ability is always present there. You know what I mean? That's a talent that's cultivated and that's needed. Somebody who's been very much overlooked. I think he only had one battle on Clash MC, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if he battled anybody else before, but that's Deaf Area. It was his name. So him and I had battled, but he was one of my favorites because he's actually very good, bro. He's very, very good. One of my favorite battles as well. Because it's just like a very good sportsmanship as well. And he's very witty. He's very tight with the pen, bro. And then you get like Rio, who's weaving in the like the freestyle ability. Um, crazy ideas, bro, and somebody who fully embodies what he knows people are going to come with. And then you get somebody who is, I would say, in the class of the, do we swear on the platform?
Yes.
The unfuck with the bull, bro. Jules, dog. Jules is fire, bro. He really is. He has so many pockets. He's so technical in his writing approach. A lot of his stuff actually gets overlooked, bro. Swigs as well. Fire MC, bro. In terms of his delivery, the consistency. They might have a pattern like this, maybe, bro. You know what I mean? It's fire. Um, who else am I missing out, bro? These are just the people that I was looking at the time when I was battling as well, which is fire, bro. Vivid as well. Vivid was also dope. And I would love to see him on stage again because his approach is fire. Bravo Leroux, even though he's doing fire things with his music at the moment, I really enjoyed watching him battle as well. So for me, it was a thing about watching all these people perform, and I wanted to see them perform at a high level. And what would then drive that is matches that make sense stylistically, right? Now, when you're in a position where you can help put together a card or put together a card of people you want to see battle, right? And you a battle rapper, and that's something you also want, it's very easy to make yourself main event or one of the headlining events, whatever the case is. One of the headlining battles, sorry. But for the cards that I did help set up, I neglected to do that because I wanted to see somebody at the top, someone else. I wanted to see what these people do with it, bro. Like it was very, very interesting to me to see a battle like Jules and Swigs happen. You know what I mean? Like I know I was there for the promo battle. I wasn't there for the actual like the full battle. I still think the promo was better than the full battle, but that's my personal opinion. Um, and you could see these other battles like just take shape. Like I enjoyed seeing it. So for me, I always felt as though my contribution to the sport was from a fan standpoint first. You know what I mean? What I would love to see from these MCs. And this is also a class of MCs who are very like how do I say, they were very humble. And when they get on stage, sometimes, the ego will come out. You know what I mean? And that's what I want to see, kind of thing. Like Jules as well. You were so into music. I had to convince that man, maybe. I had to become a fucking salesman to that man. Say, my bro, like just join this battle rap thing. You got it. And it's like, away, bro. Like I really appreciate it, kind of thing. So, and I just want to see the people battle. I want to see the talent. I want to see classics be made, bro. So I believe like I did have a relevant contribution to it, whether it's positive or negative. If you're looking at the ducking situation, there's a contribution there. Whether it's negative or positive, bro. I guess maybe I'm just the optimist, man.
Yeah. No. What was the contribution with the ducking situation?
It adds to it creates a narrative, bro. Creates a narrative.
Yeah, but narrative isn't always right though. isn't it?
The thing is, bro, all the people, this is what I believe, right? Firstly, I'm not afraid to battle, right? I'll body bag someone, bro, and I'll do it very well, right? Humbly, of course, right? The people who's made the most mention of these things, right? I believe are people who'd like to battle me, right? And if it makes sense, that can happen. I don't fear another rapper of his capabilities or anything like that. So if the battle has to happen and it makes sense for me and it's something that I'm invested in, then I'd like to do that. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
my thing is this: regardless of what negatives I've done or what negative contributions or what negative perspective you might have on a certain behavior or a certain action, whatever negativity exists there and you have arsenal or ammo that you can now use on me, I can work my way around that. You know what I mean?
Talk your
Like,
shit.
bro, when we talking about battle rap psychology, bro, like I do battle rap and I do psychology, bro. You understand what I'm saying? So with
Don
battle rap,
DeMarco.
with battle rap, you have to have thick skin, and I got thick skin. You can't say anything that's gonna offend me. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Most you can do is probably rile me up and make me want to like say some dope shit. You know what I mean? Then I could do that. So for me, it's not a problem. When there's a problem for other people, for me, it's not a problem for me. You get what I'm saying? So
Mm.
other people view it as negative. Do I wish I would have gone to the battle in retrospect? Yeah. Right? Do I feel bad that I didn't, you know, show up for the fans who actually wanted to come and see me? Yeah, I do feel bad. Right? But the thing is it a crime, man?
Shit like that, like that,
Not a
like
crime, bro.
that.
Okay, so we're not gonna clear the air now, or do you wanna
Mm.
clear the air, or just gonna keep it in the memory banks?
Now keep it there, man. It'll make the battle interesting.
and you don't also have names of the people that you just mentioned now, or you don't want to mention names,
In
like
terms of,
like when you said the people that made a fuss, or yeah, made a or makes a fuss of why you didn't stick it.
no, I
That's the
don't.
people.
I won't do that because there were people who had an actual gripe with me, and there's people who were genuine fans of me and would have loved to see me battle that feel the
I'm
exact same way. You
I
get
made a
me?
fuss about that. I made a
Yeah,
fuss
you
about
did. Every time I see this man, he's complaining to me, bro.
And now another just question just popped up. No? What is your view on the conflict battle rap league with the
Fucking love it, bro.
Afrikaans?
I fucking love it, bro. I fucking love it, bro. It's really really dope. I'm still upset with myself that I haven't gone to a conflict event as yet, but I'd love to. Like I really
talking
really
about
want
that.
to.
Yeah.
So sorry to break your word. I'm not sure if you saw the maybe you saw the posters. Um, for everyone's attention, Conflict is gonna have an event this Saturday, the 5th of March. I will hand it over to Skeptic to give some finer details on that. Skeptic, if you could just fill us in.
That is the poster, as you can see it. Um, it's for the 5th of March. Ray is gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. Ray is it is Ray says a grudge match. Ray, wil jy explain van backspin?
Sorry, ik was hier nog ingewezen. Wat moet ik explain?
Just explain backspin. The event coming up. Maybe is Rogan.
Nee, daar is moest iets wat ze voor Justin moet vragen, bro. Hij man moet explain.
Ah,
Die event en wat.
just of net so vlugtig.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, bro. Who's Justin?
So, bro, okay. Soos wat nou my bro? Wat kan ek nou explain van die event?
Like
Why?
a summary.
Bruh,
Just a summary.
why is it a grudge match? Or why are they
Ian
labeling
Grief.
it as that?
You mean grief?
Me and
Because
Grief, nah,
apparently-
that's not the
Yeah,
Grief was a
because Grief is-
replacement.
yeah. Okay. Aman?
Bro, ek weet nie regtig, like, wat was die thinking rondom die kaart gewees, hoe hulle het opgeset het en die rede van die naam Big Spin en wat ek weet nie regtig, like, wat rondom hy aangaan nie. Hy moet sê maar vir Justin en die e-mail vir haar, sê sy, ek weet net, ek face him to grief because why, daar Rio was nie available nie, e-mail was nie available nie, en DJ Payne wil vir my einde van die jaar betel. So daar is hoekom ek vir grief betel, sê sy. Die ander matches kan ek nie nog weer play nie, ek weet nie hoekom hy matches by mekaar
Oh,
sit is.
yo, shit.
Wat ek weet kroek,
Oh,
wat
yo,
ek weet
shit.
kroek sien. Wat my bro? Ek weet kroek sien ihm sien sy, as 'n grudge match because hy twee gaan al heeltyd back and forth. Hulle moes like by 'n pop-up gebetel het en whatever, dat die tegen sien sy nou. En ihm wil vir kroek sê as 'n opponent, as 'n inkomend battle sien sy. Hy's al wat ek weet van die kaart my bro.
It's quite insightful. It's quite insightful.
As ons live gaan my bro, as ons live gaan, moenie vir my vra my kaart explain nie. Ek weet niks van die kaart af nie bro. Ek weet niks van die kaart af nie.
No, man, it's just the whole day stuff, man. And the battles, not really the battles, just a summary like is on the 5th of March by Downtime Lounge in Goodwood. If you want to stick it Rogan, you can stick it. It's 80 rand a ticket if you buy it by Ray or by me or by Rio, because Rio
Is that in
also
Elsie's?
yeah,
I'm not
it's
taking
Goodwood,
tickets, bro.
but else is yeah.
Nah, it's Elsie's, bro.
No, it's not Elsie's. It's Goodwood Elsie's. Yeah, but in 100 rand at the door. And for me, this is as far as I know. So I'm not 100% sure. This is the dopest lineup conflict ever
Okay.
in terms of penmanship.
I'm loving the poster also. I'm in love with the poster.
It's a fire poster, bro.
I'm
it's a
in love
fire
with the
poster.
poster.
Yeah.
It's like,
Then tijdens dat now fire you can go ahead with the rest of the stuff, me bro.
yeah, let's get actually back to our topic at hand, battle rap psychology. I know Ray Swag has not been speaking much. I don't know if he wants to just give an opener as to the topic, battle rap psychology. What goes into your mind when you hear battle rap psychology? What do you think about as soon as you hear the word battle rap and psychology? Yes, we do have a psychology, somebody who is studying psychology and has previously done battle rap as one of our guests. But
Sy is te lig vir my. Het jy gesien hoe bring hulle afgetrede legends terug vir my? Hey, I just wanna know how you spin the table on you.
Zie God, ek is 'n destroyer man. I obliterate my opponents. I destroy them. I wipe them out. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?